Yo, it's me, Jason, and I don't have to wait for the red record light to come on this time to catch me off guard because I'm flying solo today. Um, yeah, so I gotta do all the thing, and I mean, so honestly, I don't even know what to do without Daniel here. I gotta do all the buttons. I gotta do all the things. I even forgot the intro. Hello and welcome to Red White Blues FC. I'm your host, Jason, flying solo, free balling. If you that's a soccer joke. Anyway, this is mainly for Daniel. He's the main listener of this podcast. He's also not here today. He's on family vacation with his fam. That's what family vacation is. And I hope he's having an amazing time. This was supposed to come out Monday, but I lost my voice, which is kind of crazy. It's mostly back now. But if I have some pubescent, prepubescent crackings of the voice, that's why. I don't know where that came from. I thought that tonight, I've been wondering about what to talk about. I don't really know. I thought I'd wing it. That's where I'm at my most charming. That's where I'm at my most awkward. And sometimes that tends to work out for me. So I'm going to go with that. There have been some things that Daniel and I have been texting back and forth. There's been some interesting Chelsea news. So I thought maybe it wouldn't be boring enough if I could scroll fast enough through the Chelsea news. And we can talk about some of the things. I don't have any in depth analysis for you. I don't have any of that stuff. I haven't been able to watch the Euros. I haven't been able to watch the Copa America. So I'll give you a basic rundown. But you already know. You already know these things. If you're interested in the sport at all, you already know these things. I do get what you mean, Daniel. This is awkward without the other. But let me scroll past these pictures of Daniel on family vacation and scroll up to some of the things that we've been talking about. Um, yeah, there's a picture of Daniel in his speedo. So that's nice. I don't know why you felt the need to send that to me. But it does have a Chelsea logo on it. I don't know where you got that. Did you get that in the mega store? Like, where are you buying Chelsea branded Speedos, Daniel? That's wild. But glad you didn't die of heat stroke. That was one thing. Uh so a couple things. Let's see, on Monday, which would have been the day that this was supposed to be out. Enzo Maresca, I think, finally had his official interview. And I'm just going to read this from, I guess, maybe the official account of Enzo Maresca, maybe, as a message to the fans on his X account. But this is, I think, from that interview. And it's going to sound a little familiar. Here we go. From Enzo Maresca during his official interview a week late from his start date. But his official interview as Chelsea head coach, his first interview. Here it is. Trust the process, trust the idea, be behind the team for sure. We are going to enjoy the journey. Like every club, like every manager, it will not be easy, but for sure we will enjoy the journey. Great. The same line about trusting the process. This has been the line from Blue Co since they bought the club. Trust trust our 5-year contract to an unproven coach when we gave you no indication that we were gonna sell our Champions League winning coach because we let him go through the entire summer transfer process. And therefore Tommy Tuchel got the boot for 14th league, Swedish league maestro Graham Potter. And then that didn't go very well. And then Lampard came in after an interim coach for a minute, and then we got Potch, and the whole time we've been told to trust the process. Just trust this. Go with the flow. We know what we're doing. Well, obviously we don't. Enzo Maresca, or as some corners of the internet have called him, Diet Pep, our very own bald Pep lookalike, who has coached with Pep a little bit, who has been with some not top tier clubs, is now ours. So this process seems very familiar. It's a process we didn't trust in the beginning, and it's a process that we're having trouble trusting in now. But Daniel sent me. I want to read a tweet from him, because we were wondering why Enzo Maresca hadn't been officially announced, even though his official start date was July the 1st. And Daniel sent me this. I'm going to read it word for word. There has to be some conspiracy as to why Maresca didn't start last week. I think they did an initial interview for the website, and he didn't say trust the process or talk enough about the process. So they had to reshoot everything after he had more Chelsea-specific PR training. I mean, hell, knowing these admin, they probably suspended him the first week because he didn't say trust the process. Daniel, I think you got a good point. I think, I know conspiracy this, conspiracy that. I think this is like a legitimate conspiracy. I think this is something that we should be talking about. Like, why was he so silent his first week? Why didn't they put any video out of him his first week? Why did they waste an entire first week of Enzo Maresca being at this club? I mean, it has to be because he didn't say trust the process enough. I mean, that is the standard line from Chelsea these days. I think, Daniel, you are onto something. Also, let's just jump. I'm gonna bounce around. We're gonna do a little bit of transfer news, a little bit of other news. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna take it as it comes. Okay. So, also, apparently, I'm gonna butcher this name. Not the first part of this name, because it has to deal with our favorite goalkeeper, Kepa, who apparently has had a significant offer from Saudi Pro League club Al Ittihad. So that's nice. I don't know. We were Daniel and I a few weeks ago did our buy, keep, sell segments, and we went through the entire squad as it is now before any other transfers come in. But this is some tasty, tasty transfer news, if this is true, and if we do get a little bit of a payoff for Kepa, I will take it. I will be one happy fan. The problem is we've got goalkeepers to spare, but not any talent between them at the moment. I think we were all hoping that it would be a little bit different this year, but it looks like Roberto Sanchez is coming back. So, yeah, I don't know. Apparently, Maresca favors Roberto Sanchez. I don't know how anybody found that out when Maresca's been in hiding. I'm going to go to one of my favorite sites. I'm going to go to We Ain't Got No History. There's been a lot of news. They've been doing a good job of keeping up with it on here. And so I am going to just check it out. One of the things that I thought was interesting, I'll bounce back from player transfer news and coach transfer news to a little bit something that has been needing to be done. And we now have appointed former Bournemouth medical director Craig Roberts. He is apparently coming in as the head of performance medicine. So, he joins after almost 9 seasons with AFC Bournemouth, where he was also the sports medicine, or where he led the sports medicine department before stepping down in December. And he's also apparently a part-time consultant and doctor with the Football Association. Our injury record has been horrible lately. I don't know if this turns the tide or not. Man, I hope that it does. Like, I think injuries are plaguing every team. Like it's almost hard to use that as an excuse nowadays that our team, your team, like the injury excuses. It doesn't hold as much weight now because every team has suffered from injuries. But I think I think we would all agree that we don't want injuries to affect the seasons in the way that they have been affecting the seasons. Still on We Ain't Got No History, talking about Craig Roberts as the head of performance medicine. They shared a tweet from Training Ground Guru. This was the 8th, so this was also on Monday, I think. Where they kind of list out the new people that have come in. And so, head of performance medicine, Craig Roberts. Head of performance, Bryce Kavanaugh. First team doctor, Stephen Lewis. Lead performance therapist, Marion Jones. And then head of performance insights, Richard Aikenhead. I don't know. So, anyway, we've got some guys that have some, at least in Craig Roberts. I don't know much about the other guys, but 9 seasons of Bournemouth, I don't think it's anything to sniff at. And he used to also be with South Africa Rugby. So I'm kind of hoping this. I mean, on paper, sounds good. There's a lot of things that happen on paper nowadays with Chelsea. That sounds good. I just hope that this turns out. I will do what Maresca says, and I will trust the process. So I also wanted to kind of talk about a few other things. Apparently Chilwell is among the options being considered at Man United. Daniel, what do you think of this? I'm talking about transfer news, man. Are you going to be upset that I'm talking about it without you? I miss you. I can't wait for you to be back. But I didn't mean to do this. I just didn't know what else to talk about. And so I'm going through the news, and this just happens to be the news. But apparently, Chilwell's future, according to We Ain't Got No History, is said to be uncertain. He's 27 years old. And according to the Daily Mail, he's on United's shortlist as options they are considering as competition for Luke Shaw at left back. So apparently the report doesn't go into a lot of details, but could be interesting. I don't think it's any. If you've listened to the other podcasts, especially the buy sell episode or buy sell keep episode, we don't really hide the fact that Chilwell is not our favorite. So I think it'd be okay to see him go. Apparently, he's only been with us for 4 years. It's felt like a very, very, very long 4 years where Chilwell was injured through most of that. So anyway, we'll keep you posted. Let's go. There was another thing that I wanted to talk about. Yes. So this one's a little bit new. Apparently we are targeting a Premier League loan for Ugachukwu. So I don't know how many details are about that, but we are. I mean, we do keep signing players. I'm just going through this article, and we got no history right now. Yeah, but I guess we have over 30 players at the moment, and but Ugachukwu did spend some time injured last season. I guess he appeared 15 times, and 6 of those were starts across all competitions. But maybe a loan would be good for him. So we're going to review the loan options, and we did sign him last summer. So I mean, maybe it wouldn't be all bad. I mean, he is 20 years old. So, man, I feel like it's back to Lone Army time. So I don't know if that's good or bad, or if we're even able to do that. I mean, there are restrictions on that sort of thing now. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's most of the news from there. Let me do a quick perusing of Reddit just to see just to see what the Chelsea fan base is talking. Daniel is usually more in tune with this sort of thing, but let me give it a shot. I am going to. I was going to try to do a little bit of filtering here. I'm just going to do the top post by this week. Let's see what happens. Nice, nice penalty in the England Switzerland shootout. We could talk about that. England Euros final. Cole Palmer with the assist to Ollie Watkins for the winner against the Netherlands the other night. Big deal. Spain on the other side of the pitch. Also in the finals. We, Chelsea, will have a Euro winner on the team with Cucurella actually doing some pretty good things, including a handball, getting a lot of minutes with Spain. So that is pretty damn cool, if you ask me. Copa America, I know a little bit less about, outside of the fact that the United States coach has been fired because of our first round exit. So Greg Berhalter no longer with the United States men's national team. So that's interesting. Let me do a quick little search of Copa America. See what's going on here. This is not the greatest thing that I'm looking at. So looks like Saturday, Canada is playing Uruguay. But is one of these surely this is ending. So is one of these I'm going to guess that is the third place game. And so the finals are Argentina and Colombia. Nice. I'm going to guess that's what that is. It doesn't officially say unless it's going into next week, but yeah, that seems kind of interesting. I don't know why this is so hard to find. Yeah. So Argentina versus Colombia. Watch it Sunday. I think the Euros are also Sunday. They're either Saturday or Sunday at 2 p.m., which should give you plenty of time to then watch the Argentina versus Colombia 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central final between Argentina and Colombia. So that's pretty cool. Let me go back to Reddit a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of good things about things. Repeat pass, Maresca coaching the boys on day one. That was 3 days ago. We have some training ground footage. Apparently Ollie Watkins said, I swear on my kid's life, I told Cole Palmer earlier today we'd be coming on and he'd set me up and I'd score, and it happened. That's called prediction, baby. At least Palmer was involved. Why wouldn't he be? Yeah, I'm watching Maresca kick the ball around a little bit. Looking at some pictures with our Bing X training jerseys, looking like the boys are having a good time. Got some Reese in there, got some Lavia in there, got some Nkuku in there, got some Fofana in there. So looking pretty good. And yeah, I think it's okay. I think we're good. There's a question, there's a poll. Which trio from our team looks like they could recreate this for us this season, at least on paper? It's the 2012-2013 trio of Juan Mata, Eden Hazard, and Oscar. That season, Juan Mata had 18 goals, 34 assists. Hazard, 13 goals, 23 assists. Oscar, 12 goals, 12 assists. Those are insane stats. I don't know. Go take the poll. And last but not least, Daniel sent me this earlier today. This is 17 hours ago on Reddit. It is the league of Chelsea's 2024-2025 home kit. And I'm here to tell you that it is freaking bad. It's bad. It looks horrible. I don't know what they were thinking. It's like a cross between like vintage 90s sort of like Cape Fear opening thing between like this water effect that's happening on the jerseys. It's like all blue with like a marbled water swirly that goes throughout the entire kit. It goes jersey to shorts. It is a liquid disaster. It looks like they were dipped in ink. I don't know what to say. I also don't like the kind of bulgy Nike logo and Chelsea badge, like this bulgy plasticky thing that they got put on there. The Nike logo is white with a red outline. The badge itself is like mostly blue with a red outline. White socks. There's also like a little like two, it might be, there might be like a darker blue stripe, like a thick blue stripe with a thin white stripe and a thin red stripe as like one unit going around both sleeves and around each leg of the shorts. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's pretty bad. I think somebody on Twitter said, just like Chelsea season, this thing is drowning. I thought it was funny. I don't know. There's one other thing that was interesting. Frank LeBeouf basically said that McCallum Mudryk has no value. So that's good to hear. He cost us like 80 million or something. So anyway, I'll end it there. This is usually the part where Daniel says, Jason, tell them where they can find us. Look, we're on a lot of things thanks to Daniel. He's the real hero here. He does a lot around here for us, including keeping up with us on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and YouTube. So if you're watching me now, it's probably through a YouTube channel. Thanks. Do all the things that you're supposed to do on YouTube. I'm not gonna say it. That's stupid. If you want, I don't know. If you're just listening to me talk, wait till Daniel's back. Don't judge it on this episode alone. Wait till Daniel's back. See us together. If he helps balance out how annoying I am, then you do the YouTube things to help out the channel. It really helps out the channel and our algorithms or whatever people say nowadays. But we are also on Substack. Daniel does these amazing write-ups. Get in on the ground floor there. I mean, there's plenty of content to go look at, but Daniel will do match reviews throughout the season. We'll start doing some preseason match reviews here at the end of July. If you enjoyed my brief, and I promised myself I would keep it brief commentary on the kits, the home kits for the season. Daniel and I did do a tiered ranking episode of Chelsea's historical away kits. We plan on doing the third and home kits sometime during the off season here. So yeah. So that's our podcast. You can find that on Spotify and Apple, not Amazon. Although I wanted to say that, Daniel, because they haven't given us the bag. But Spotify, Apple, you can find us. We've made this really convenient. You can find us on all those things. We have a lot of content. This is our third season doing this. This is the third Chelsea season. We probably picked the worst time to do this, but this is our third Chelsea season. There's a lot of things to look at. We are still kind of a small homegrown operation here, but you can find us on all of those things at Red, White, Blue FC. This is the part where Daniel usually says that it would catch us on the flip side, or catch you on the flip side. And then I say something dumb that just comes to my head. Maybe like, oh my God, I'm really never going to do this solo again. And then I usually end that with flippity floppity.